Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Ready? 180, 50. Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
49, check 49.
From the gun, here's Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward, since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Set, 280. Right there, 54 Mike. You got middle. You got nothing. Check your hot read. Check nickel. 32. Check three.
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Here we go. He's coming. He's 21. We got double up. Omaha, ready, move.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab it.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
It's Hill, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Panthers 1st down, 17 yards on the play. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Kill. He's checking. Crash.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
Attack! 20. Tight end right. Hey. Who's it? 4 down.
On 2nd and 12, Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Check 3. Check 21. 40 got. 22 jet bomber. Watch twist. 50. Bravo.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Watch the flat.
Play action. Stafford. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Hey, 50. 40 got.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here comes the Lions punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Two times. Hey, we got 4.
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 2nd down now, it's Harris. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Right to the 3. Stay with your man.
On 2nd down, it's Harris. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Newton. Steps away to his left. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
A short gain that doesn't get him the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Lions will take over. Well, I see what they were trying to do there. You pop up your holder, roll him out. You got the option to run or pass. Just didn't work.
Not at all, and the communication was excellent defensively to make sure that receivers were covered as they escaped from the line of scrimmage, because that's supposed to be a surprise to everyone, and that's how they get free. People forget their assignments on defense. That didn't happen. And think about the guy rolling out with the football, looking for an open person, no one there.
Helpless feeling.
Helpless, because that gap between you and defenders now is going to close, and close quickly.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. Let's get it.
To throw again. Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Here we go. Here we go. 53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. 70. Stop here, D. Hey, Delta.
Throwing on third and long. Stafford. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go, D. Here I come.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a first down and more. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. K-Rod short with a sack. That's 315 pounds a man right there.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Stafford. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Stafford now to throw. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Stafford on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, 50.
Throwing again is Stafford. He is going to find Hill here. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Stafford now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down.
Switch it.
On the toss, here's Johnson.
Check 15.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Silver. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. They complete it to Hill. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Switch. Check. No, zero.
Stafford. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Defensively, looks like they were thinking the same thing you were. You mentioned maybe being able to hit him with some screens, but they were ready.
Yeah, it's not just the guys who have the headsets on offense that do the thinking, right? They saw, they understood what they did, and said, you know something, how would you try to play it against us? And they were ready for it.
Hey, check Mike 39.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford. So left side, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 16.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Here we go.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offensive summit.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
At the 29-yard line.
80. 20. Mike 40, check, he's coming. I'm coming after you.
On 2nd and 9, Newton. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Set! 180! Hey, 22! Mike, check. 59. Pick me up. Here we go.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously, more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Ready? Check 26.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Hey! If you kill it, motion me out. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39. It's a 53. Ready? Hey, check Mike.
To throw is Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Gun. Express!
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Good set, ready? We ain't giving him nothing. Gun.
After the run, Newton going to throw. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
From the 41, Newton. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. McCaffrey following the penalty. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
At the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll try the air now with Newton. And it'll be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
So don't say nothing.
Hey. Keep moving, man. Man, moving. You got to get that. My 54. I got one. Hey, wahoo. Check. 59. They can't hang with us.
Throwing again. Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 1st down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup.
Blue 60. White.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, 70. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Check high. Hey, 5-0. Check 9. Check 99. 10. Check.
To throw again. Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
Detroit Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Stafford now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's first and 10.
Check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Hey, check Mike 39.
Stafford looks to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Hey, Echo. Check Mike 39.
Second and 10, Stafford again. And this is caught. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Now a play fake here on first down. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look...
And no forward progress here. This is going to be a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
You're set. 250.
59. Target, 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 target.
Zebra.
Smooth.
From the gun on third down, Stanford. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
At the 28-yard line.
Here we go. Look, Katie.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Throwing on third down, Newton. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Great.
Check 24. Check 24.
Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
A loss of 2.
Come on, QB, come on.
2nd and 12.
8.
32-yard line.
Mike 50.
We go. Mike 50.
Got you.
Express.
I got you, son.
Great. Get it.
On 2nd and 12, Newton
Here we go again.
being chased out left. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Newton. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 15-yard line.
Set. 280.
Check. 59. You run.
They go to Johnson again. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Stafford. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Trey Boston, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Hey, watch the slant. Hey! Trying to stop. Hey, mine's 50, mine's 50. Watch the flat, watch the flat, watch the flat. Watch the flat, watch the flat.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
13 yards. First down, Panthers.
Ready? 780. Hey!
Here we go, D.
This is McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Double time. Hey, four down. Hey, watch 12.
Here's Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Mike is a 50.
20.
Hey, pick your
Gun.
Slam. Hey, mine's 50. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
Out of the gun, Newton. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Shoot! Shoot! On the hard. Ready, move. You got tight. You got tight right there. Share.
Again, it's Johnson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
It's just me and you.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
So it'll be 2nd and goal when we return. We've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Let's go. Easy. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
2nd down and goal. Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. We'll give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will make this a 9-point lead. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Panthers on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Newton. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Tighten up. Pull it together. That's it. 50, Max 50.
Throwing is Newton. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Trey Flowers racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
I remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
50 wants the mic. 50 wants the mic.
Now Newton on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the Panthers have recovered.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Following the fumble recovery, Newton. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Gano the extra point, and that will get them 1 closer. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
Ready? 250. Come on, boy. Double right. You better be ready.
On 2nd and 9. Stafford, he gets this one to Johnson. He's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10.
Kill. Monday. Hurry. Go.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Let's get it.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Let's get it now.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, exit.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. This is caught. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 18. It's a Carolina 1st down. Here's Newton. And he slings one that's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Forward is Mike. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch. Check.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw is Newton. That's caught. It's Thomas. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Hey, you got 3 down.
Here's Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Darius Slay with a pick. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And an alley to run. Accelerating, and off he goes. 36 yards on the play. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 45-yard line.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
A loss of a yard. It's now 3rd and 13.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Detroit, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess